Hey everybody, so we're sort of on a train station binge as of late. We're actually here at Port Clinton, Pennsylvania. This is in Schuylkill County. This is part of this rail line, the Reading, Blue Mountain, and Northern. They do passenger traffic from here. I think they believe they do stuff in coordination with Jim Thorpe, also the stations in Minersville, Tamaqua, and Schuylkill Haven, which Tamaqua and Schuylkill Haven will be stations that we will have visited before this one. This is a really impressive station. Like, I've never been here before, but it's just a really pretty station. So we're gonna just do a run around here, and then later, like the other videos, we'll wind up giving a little bit more information on the station's history and that type of stuff. This is just off of Route 61. The town of Port Clinton. If you just you get off of 78 and then you go north on 61, Port Clinton's just a couple miles. It's like two miles, broad street. You make a left on and you come right into Port Clinton, and then on the other side of the tracks, and we're right next to the Schuylkill River as well. So I'm sure we're going to do some short videos of that as well. You can see that in the background. You go over a bridge to come in here, and this is really quite neat. So let's turn this around. Let's check out the station. Here you see, and they actually, I do believe, out of Port Clinton here, they actually run anthracite coal up to like Canada. So there is more than just passenger traffic. They actually have a line that they run the whole way up to Canada to take the anthracite coal up there. But it's just such a neat station. Really, I mean, there's other people, it looks like there's other cars here, but not that many people here today, which is sort of shocking. I only see 4 other cars. So I don't know if they're not operational today or what it is, but we're not going to ride a train or anything like that. But I just want to check out the station and talk about another one of America's rail stations. See these ornate passenger cars. I'm assuming those are the ones that they take out and about. They're really pretty. Go see what trains are here and check out the station a little closer. Just sort of been, as of late, I've been going into Schuylkill County and then just seeing videos and stuff like I talked about in an earlier one. I think the Schuylkill Haven station, there's a guy's like History's a Blast is his channel, and he showed the Schuylkill Haven station, and I was like, wow, this is a really neat station. It's like, I gotta go down and I gotta see that. And he also checked out the Minersville station, because I was looking at trying to find more history on that station, because it's sort of hard to find that. There's some cool signs here. Yeah, actually 2 it has the King Coal Express, Reading, Pottsville, Tamaqua, Jim Thorpe, and it goes up to Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Impressive. Just love always to have the colors of the stations. It's like that is just such a neat thing to see. But if you're into rail fanning, you're into the railroads, this is definitely a place to come. Delaware and Hudson Canal Company. Notice, no thoroughfare. All persons are forbidden to trespass upon or cross the railroad lands or tracks at this place under penalty of law. We might be going to jail. Yeah, it's the Reading, Blue Mountain, and Northern Railroad Company. Iron Horse Ramble, Pittston. That's just north of Scranton, I believe. Mahanoy City. So this is definitely, I wind up putting on their website. It's like that, like the different excursions that they do. It's just really neat. Like, if you enjoy rail fanning, enjoy riding the railway, this group really gives you a lot of opportunities to enjoy different trips to different places, and just, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat what they do. the old lamps that they have too. I love the old too. They have the old rail buildings there. Where there's another one down on the other side, and that's a really ornate looking building, like they would have had back in the time. But they really just put so much money in. It's just neat seeing all the diesel locomotives. I mean, I'm sure these are the ones that are running the anthracite up. Up to Canada, but I know that's something that they do here. So it is commercial, and they run that passenger service as well. They had somebody that I guess bought a bunch of track basically, and to have specifically to do these passenger runs and that type of stuff. And so they do that, but they also do run a commercial operation here as well, out of Port Clinton, because this is, I believe Port Clinton is the headquarters of this rail line that does both the passenger and the commercial operations. It's just such a neat area. So at some point I will get a flyer on that, and we will do a little bit more, actually come here, ride the railway together. I like how they have the in between the two buildings. But I may show you guys a couple other things. So I think I'm going to walk down to the railway bridge, and so you guys can see the Schuylkill River. I like that. Spitting on stations, platforms, and approaches. Being a misdemeanor is punishable by a $500 fine, a year in prison, or both, if you're lucky. So no trespassing past this line. Very, very cool. You get to see all the engines there. Always obey things. It's for your, and it's very cool. You get to see the Port Clinton sign. Get to see the back side of the station here as well. Another of Port Clinton there, and have them on both sides. It's just sort of neat seeing it from this side, and there once again see Port Clinton, and you can see the passenger cars, and they have the overall thing, they call it the Road of Anthracite. You'll see it. You'll have seen that at the Tamaqua station that we filmed that. I don't believe they have that at Minersville, and they might have had that at Schuylkill Haven. I don't remember it, but it was definitely at Tamaqua. But once again, here you have these beautiful cars. But we'll be back to check it out a little further, and get the chance to enjoy a train ride here from Port Clinton. And like I said, there's several varieties that take you different places, and I'm sure it's a pretty cool trip to take you guys on. So we'll be doing more in this video, talking about the history of Port Clinton, the town, and obviously the rail station, and go into how old this station is. This is another one of these stations that they did such a masterful job of restoring and having it look like it would have back in the day. But we'll give you more history, and maybe I'll walk down through to that other building just to be able to show you that, because I think that has to do with the railway, and take an overlook of the Schuylkill River on that bridge. So the records I have been able to find, this particular station that we have visited today, this is actually a replica station. This was built back in the 1990s. It was built by the Reading and Blue Mountain and Northern Railroad to be their station headquarters. It's a replica of the original station. Now, the original station for Port Clinton was actually built, I believe, in 1873. Now, they did have railroad work before then, because mainly the canal at that stage, which would have been the Schuylkill Canal, would have been taking care of the coal and all that. But they did have at one point, before then, is when the railroad started to come through there. Now, the second station was built in 1899, which I believe this is a replica of that. And that station would have been torn down probably in the 60s or the 70s when rail traffic had ended. And then when it started up again with the Reading and Northern Blue Mountain Railway, they started doing things like coal and a lot of other business opportunities now. They do run some passenger traffic out of this station, but that's one of these stations there isn't a ton of information. I'm sure the further you dig and going through certain resources like Schuylkill County Historical Society, you could probably find out more, but there just isn't a whole lot, shockingly. It's not like Tamaqua where they have quite a bit of information. Minersville is very much like this as well. It's a beautiful station, has been there for well over 100 years, but there's just not a ton of information on that station. Thankfully, they've been preserved. This, of course, like I said, is a replica station. It was built in the early 1990s, but it's a stunning place to come. And they actually supposedly have as well, I think it's the new Ringgold, or however it's pronounced, station is supposedly got built or brought over from there to Port Clinton. Is actually a rail museum somewhere there on, I think, Penn Street or something of that nature. So we'll have to check that out at another time and see if we can get in there and check this out. But as always, it's just cool going to see one of these amazing America's rail stations. And as always, I want to say thank you for coming along, and we'll see you all about town.